Welcome back to another episode of Sometimes Crypto.
The
The Unscripted Crypto Podcast.
Were you trying to wait for me?
Yeah, I was.
Oh, okay.
I was like, let's do it. Let's do it together this time.
Okay, gotcha.
But I didn't want to say it because then that'd be scripted.
And we're not scripted.
Yeah, it's the Unscripted Crypto
Got
Podcast.
you.
So today's been a interesting day.
Today's been a long...
Very eventful day.
Today's Tuesday, November 8th.
You're gonna be hearing this on Thursday earliest.
Yeah, no. There is no... Yeah, Thursday, the earliest you're going to be hearing this, so this might be some late news. But some stuff have happened over the last couple of days. This morning's news was FTX is getting bought out by Binance.
They're getting bought out. That's extra news to me. I knew that FTX had some liquidity issues today.
Not today.
Oh, they've been having liquidity. They've been having like people have been monitoring them for a little bit, and today's the day that they're like kind of like.
Yeah, we don't have the full info just because it did happen today. I also don't use FTX, nor do I use Binance, so it was unaware of me. But apparently, some of their margin calls got called for their FTT coin, if I'm not their FTT token, and that triggered a spiral effect of wonders.
It's like a Great Depression type thing for FTX.
What do you mean by that?
Well, so essentially, Great Depression in the U.S. People started trying to pull out funds from the banks, but the banks had no funds to pull out. So, as people were trying to pull out money, they're like, "Oh, well, we got no money here."
To a degree.
So, FTX, you said their margin calls got.
So I think maybe it was margin calls. I'm not 100% sure. I think part of the problem that they were having was. They weren't able just to keep up with something else that happened in another market that had to do with their coin itself, and then that triggered an effect. And since they have collateral, they have loans out, taken collateralized with their own token. Their tokens, collateral, their margin call on the token was called, and apparently there's gaps in between all of that. So token holders were trying to pull out funds,
And they couldn't.
They were able to until FTX was like, slow down.
Stop it. Oh, so FTX held
Stop withdrawals just like Celsius did.
Slowed down transactions, and they're like, we need to catch up to this.
Correct. Which at the same time, a lot of tokens that other people had FTT collateralized towards, those margins were being called as well, and people were not able to pay the loan. So that also caused a huge liquidity trigger as well
for FTX.
Yeah. And now they're currently, as per this article from Bloomberg Business, a 48-hour crypto drama ended in shock Tuesday as Binance agreed to acquire its most formidable rival, FTX, after helping wipe up investors. I can't read this word. I'm not literally like that. Exos from billionaire Sam Bankman-Fried. 3-year-old exchange. The sharp turn of events will reshape the more than $1 trillion industry aimed at whatever. What it says at the bottom is to protect users. We signed a non-binding LOI intending to fully acquire FTX.com and help cover the liquidity crunch. CZ, CEO of Binance, said in its tweet. Terms weren't disclosed, and it says read more to read the article. So if you go to their Twitter profiles, there's more information on that.
An LOI, a letter of intent for purchasing.
IOL?
That's internet service. It's like
no, it's an LOI, letter of intent.
Letter of intent.
Yeah, LOI.
AOL. No, not even IOL.
Amen.
But yeah, wait. So FTX is only 3 years old?
Yes.
Damn. I thought they were a little older than that.
No, very young.
Okay. So essentially, the FTX was having liquidity issues with their coin specifically, coin that they were issuing out. That they were I guess just creating like their own market for that coin. Like
The market was used within the FTX ecosystem the same way the BNB is used.
Okay, I see.
It's got trader fees. It does everything else. I think the only difference is in BNB you cannot collateralize within BNB the token itself. You cannot borrow against it. Versus in FTX, you were able to
borrow against your own token.
Exactly.
That. Interesting. That is very interesting. That's fun.
So if you go to CZ's Twitter page,
CZ, the
CEO
of Binance.
Yeah, like he 4 hours ago, he writes 2 big lessons. 1, never use a token you created as collateral. That's what happened. Was part of what happened. And then don't borrow if you run a crypto business. Don't use capital efficiently and have a large reserve.
Oh, you're reading his
tweet. The tweet itself.
That's crazy. I mean, market's dumped today.
We had what is it? Bitcoin hit. It closed out today. Its lowest since August 2020.
Since August 2020.
Yeah.
Yeah, Bitcoin is currently at 18,234 and Ethereum's at 1,315. I saw Ethereum drop at like had a 17% drop. I was like,
Solana had a 23% drop when I realized the markets were crashing. I was at work. I have just it generally there. Mm-hmm. I saw the stock market was up. Mm-hmm. It showed the Dow up, and I was like, oh, it's a solid day.
It's a good day.
And then I look up again a couple of hours later, and I see it's sold. And it's negative. Mm-hmm. And it goes, I click on it, it says current price 23. And I was like, what just happened here? I was like, what just happened?
What's going on?
Then I went to check, and that's part of it.
That's crazy. Yeah.
Also, the reason Solana is tanking so much with it is because FTX is a big proponent of Solana.
Yeah,
they use it a lot. It's used for things within as a payment system, everything else. So that's why it's taking a solid hit.
Yeah, like the FTX backs Solana like a lot. They hold a lot.
I don't know if they do or don't at this point.
At this point, they might not.
They might not. But yeah, that's what happened.
That's funny. Like you said that FTX borrows or lets you borrow against their own coin.
I believe so.
For collateral. And so this guy
again, I don't use this. So
SBF Sam Bankman-Fried. He's been under a lot of heat lately. Actually.
Well, I don't know by lately.
No, lately he's been under a lot of heat because he was like supporting some bill, not even a bill. It was a draft of a bill that's being proposed to Senate for crypto regulation. And there's like some things on this that he like
as a crypto user, you wouldn't want these things.
Yeah, like there's some like regulations for decentralized exchanges that he was saying should be implemented.
Well, he also comes from a traditional finance background, banking background, which is
does he?
Yes.
Oh, that's cool.
It's part of the reason why he gets why some, not me, I personally didn't have an issue with anything that he had to say, was why some personally didn't like him the way some of the tactics. He backed Robinhood. When Robinhood did the thing, he bought into Robin. He bought like shares or something with Robinhood. And a lot of people took that as like, why would you do that? If you're all for crypto, you shouldn't be backing something that is fully centralized and controlling market, like swaying markets. Which he got heat from some people there too.
Okay. Yeah.
Also, everyone do their own research on this. Look more into it because we don't have the full information.
This is developing
as literally it happened today.
Yep.
As people, I was about to get an FTX account like the other day.
You're looking into it.
I was looking into it because I couldn't, because stupid Coinbase. I'm going to Binance at this point.
Yeah.
Because Coinbase had a 3-day wait to transfer, and I was like, screw this.
Yeah, something that you just purchased, and you're like, oh,
I need it now. They're like, no. I was like, screw you.
I want to use it now.
I was opening FTX. It didn't let me. Have to do a thing. Never did it. Now we're going to Binance.
Because they don't take collateral against their own assets.
Well, they're also looking for more transparency, as the CEO has been saying, and also he wants to have a full on reserve. Mm-hmm. So like I don't know. What that may mean is I think he wants to have just a stupid amount of these assets. I think he just tweeted out. We read the tweet that he has 8 billion ETH.
That's an insane amount of it.
In a cold wallet. Well, between two cold wallets.
Probably more than one.
Yeah, but yeah, that's a stupid number.
Yeah.
Because I read the tweet and I was like, 8 billion worth of ETH? No. 8 billion ETH.
Yeah, it's a lot of... That's
a stupid amount of ETH.
Straight up a lot of ETH.
We learned our lesson. We were into Celsius and we're like, oh, no centralization. No centralization for keeping and storing your crypto assets.
Dangerous. Yeah.
I learned that very quickly. Never happening again.
Nope. You don't want to...
Nothing's going to get stored there.
You want to move it. It's
immediately.
Movement.
If it's just being bought and it's not going to be traded, negative.
Cold storage.
Negative.
Yeah, no. So this guy, SBF, he was supporting. He was like trying to back this bill a little bit. He was like, okay, I'm kind of for this. It makes somewhat sense, but people didn't like it because it involved regulation of decentralized exchanges.
Yeah, but you can't.
It's super. Yeah. So essentially, you're trying to implement KYC for decentralized exchanges, Impossible. And it's like, so. SBF also got on this podcast recently. It's called Bankless. They had him it was like him and some other dude. They were like kind of like asking them questions, and that was like opening question. He's like, "Oh, how do you feel about crypto regulation within the crypto industry?" And the other dude that they were talking to, he goes, "Oh, just ask Sam." That he's like, he will tell you that crypto is already heavily regulated. That it has been heavily regulated since the beginning. But SBF said that before all that, said that if you have a currency that's used as like a stable coin, and they say that it's backed 1-to-1, that there should be some type of auditing agency that should audit that coin to make sure that there is in fact 1-to-1.
There should be,
which makes sense. But what I think is funny was that he issued out his own coin, or FTX issued out their own coin, and that kind of went south.
I mean,
so it's like, I get, because like it makes sense, but like at the same time you didn't
do what you said you should do.
Yeah. Which I thought was funny.
So the way I look at this too is, you can say that, but you yourself, depending how far away from the company is, he could be CEO, but if the board
have very minimal decision making,
not just very minimal decision making, maybe he goes, okay, what should we do? Oh, we're gonna take out these type of assets or these type of loans, whatever. He can probably cancel it out, but if you cancel it out and the board doesn't want to, you can get kicked out of the board.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, right or wrong, it's gonna always be his fault.
Yeah. The CEO position is a position. It's just a role that you need.
Exactly.
I mean, I just pulled up his Wikipedia, and Sam Bankman-Fried said that he was known for being ex-CEO of FTX. So Wikipedia's fast with it.
Well, not even. No.
I think they might be jumping the gun.
You want to know how fast the Wikipedia was? It already, since we are from Miami, the American Airlines Arena, well, the FTX Arena, Wikipedia already changed it to the BNB Arena.
No way.
I swear to God.
That's too funny.
Either it was that or it was just a meme.
It might have been a meme.
Nah, bro. Wikipedia.
Yeah, no. It might have been a meme because that was too funny. I saw some memes today that was...
And it's saying, "Oh, B&B Arena." I was
but that was very obviously a meme because it was just.
Google it. I don't know. I can't tell.
No, the one that I saw. I'm saying.
Oh.
Because it was very obviously just a picture of the arena with like B&B like.
Oh, that's not the one I saw. Mine was a Wikipedia screenshot.
Yeah. Oh, that's funny. Let me see.
We're gonna Google that real quick. It'll be funny if it's already changed. It might be for real. Just look up FTX Arena.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I was searching up BNB Arena.
Yeah, you can search up FTX Arena.
No, because FTX Arena does pop up.
It's supposed to pop up.
Yeah, no,
now click on the Wikipedia page.
Yeah, FTX. It just says FTX Arena.
Oh, maybe it was a meme then.
Yeah, that's funny. The memes were...
The memes were coming. It was funny because...
They were flowing today.
Yeah.
Someone opened the faucet.
Because there's a point there. FTX Arena has a lease for 19 years.
Yeah?
Yeah.
That's a long time.
Well, he was a multi-billionaire that was signed. He currently has $991 million evaluation.
From what was it, 10 billion?
16 billion.
Oof. That's rough.
That hurts.
Yeah, that, just a little bit.
Any takeaways from this mess that happened today?
Ouch. That's ridiculous. All right, well, will FTX survive?
So we don't know yet. Technically, Binance still hasn't fully pulled the trigger. They're in talks.
They just sent out the letter of intent.
Correct. They're gonna negotiate. They're gonna look. Binance is gonna look into their finances, their financials. Look up in how much money, how much crypto assets they really do have. What's collateralized, what's being liquidated, their users, everything else, and then go from there.
That's crazy.
And then see what happens. And see if at that point in time they're still willing and still want to
buy it.
Because they do have they can pull out whenever they want from the deal, essentially, with no recourse is the way they have it set up right now.
Yeah, of course. I mean, like, they're just like giving like FTX the Hail Mary. They shouldn't be forced to go into the deal.
Correct. It's completely like a handout to a degree.
So this guy, SBF, will he stay in the crypto market, in the world of crypto? Will he be changing strategies or something? We don't know. We'll just have to wait to find out.
Yeah.
See what happens. Yeah, I'm just looking over here on like the news feeds, but like it's difficult for some of these group chats because today's also election day, and they're just talking like a couple of these people are talking about how DeSantis like won by like a landslide, 59% to 40% against Charlie Chris.
Oh, for elections? Yeah.
Yeah. So like it's right now the group chats are just the mix of that. It's elections and FTX. Elections, FTX. But I saw some good memes today.
So we'll see what happens with FTX in the coming days and weeks. What happens with the deal, the bid they had to buy out Voyager, the one that went in bankruptcy earlier on, another crypto lending.
This is the one the meme I was talking about.
I saw that one.
Yeah. Yeah, no, straight up. So this was like the first headline that I saw. It said FTX appears to have stopped processing withdrawals, on-chain data shows.
That was yesterday.
So they just stopped processing on-chain withdrawals. So like they weren't sending out crypto to anyone's wallets.
No.
Out of their hot wallets.
No. And that caused, as you know, how it happened with Celsius, an entire panic mode ensued after that.
Well, FTX had a good run for 3 years.
Binance is just getting bigger. You know who still is in a solid position?
Who?
Coinbase.
Coinbase is sticking around.
Coinbase is still there, dog.
Zero eyes on them right now. Like no one's making any complaints. I mean, besides you and the fact that you have to wait 3 days to pull out.
That's the only thing I had to bitch about something.
No, honestly, I had a whole headache with that one time too. I had some margins that were being called and trying to pay it off. I was like, okay, gotta buy some assets real quick. And
oh snap! I'm sorry to interrupt you. Elon,
go for it.
Sold $4 billion worth of Tesla on November 4th. He's fighting paperwork for it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that can explain why the price is so down.
Of Tesla.
He sold a crap ton of it.
Yeah.
Sorry for interrupting. You can continue.
That is a lot. What is he gonna be using the money for? Vacation.
He did just buy a $44 billion company that apparently is losing like $4 million a day.
Yeah, Twitter's always been like a downhill company. I don't know how they've been going out of business since 2016. And no, since earlier than that. 2016 is actually the year that they were able to come back a little bit.
And I will reword what I said earlier about Binance. You're not able to use it for collateral. They have never, even maybe you can use it. They haven't used it. The Binance CEO said Binance has never used BNB for collateral, and we have never taken on debt as well.
Okay.
Which FTX it's just over leveraged.
Over leveraged.
And the market's showing that.
Leveraging is a dangerous game.
It's a fun game.
But I mean, it makes sense as to how FTX became such a big company
so quickly.
If they were just leveraging left and right.
Exactly. And as the same thing happened to
leverage. Yeah. That's the name of the game.
Just so everyone has an idea, FTT is down nearly 90% in 24 hours, trading at near zero.
Wow. Yeah, well, who would want that after these news? That's rough.
Also, all this information is coming from Unusual Whales on Twitter. You guys can check them out.
Unusual Whales.
Yeah. Oh, I told you this. In the past 24 hours, 369,966 traders were liquidated, and the total liquidation comes out to $775 million for the FTT coin dropping.
Wow. That sucks.
Yeah. So, final thoughts on this?
It sounds like a whole shit show. Like,
it sounds like the fruition of it's a bear market and companies are going to go bankrupt. It's really filing suit. There's been a few now.
It's hitting home. It's hitting home.
FTX may have not gone bankrupt, but someone's buying them.
That's funny. Yeah. Someone else is going to be holding the bag.
And prepare, because I don't think the bottom is here.
I don't think it's going to be the only one. There might be a couple more people.
Maybe.
We'll have to wait and see.
I think this market is just going to get
progressively scarier.
Oh, yeah. Well, we have another rate hike coming.
There's no blood on the waters yet.
No, there's blood in the water. There's just not a full body yet.
It's not a lake.
I mean, we have another rate hike coming in December.
In December next month, yep. Early December?
I think.
Like the 14th?
I think it's I was about to say that.
Something like that. Early. Originally I thought it was going to be later December.
No, early.
But yeah, I think I remember it.
I think it's like November 14th, 15th. I mean, December 14th, 15th.
Well, until then, just... It's all news.
Keep being vigilant.
Keep being vigilant.
Stay on your toes and be ready to adjust in case of anything. So as of right now, December meetings are set for 13 and 14. The 14th will probably be when they announce what the hike will be, or what does it look like it's going to be, and stuff like that. You know, the usual.
I see.
Don't we have any upcoming news around that time?
I was gonna say transition.
Yeah, no. Say transition. You just transition.
No upcoming news for that time. Just it would actually be right before that.
It's before.
It's right before, yeah.
Okay, so before we get another rate hike.
Yeah, before we get another rate hike, we're gonna be. Drum roll, please.
You can just insert a drum roll.
Oh, okay, I could just insert a drum roll. Hosting an event.
We're gonna be hosting
a happy hour event. Crypto happy hour. Sometimes crypto happy hour.
With the place we go often to.
It's one of our go-tos.
The Bend.
Located here in Miami Lakes, Florida. The exact address, I don't know. I just know where it is. I just drive there.
We just drive there. We don't know where.
I just know where it is.
Either way,
actually, better said, I just get Julio to drive.
We don't drive. We have someone drive. Either way, though, that is where the event is going to be. We will be there. There should be ideally two things really going on.
Yeah, so we're going to have hopefully some artists are going to show up, talking to just a couple people so they could display some of their works. It's going to be a week right after Art Basel, so hopefully we still ride on some of that art momentum. And then the other thing that William brought up that he really like. It was his idea.
What did I bring up?
To help people set up their first wallet.
Oh yeah, I thought because essentially we are attacking a very early on crypto audience. So anyone who does show up who doesn't know about crypto, who would want to set up a wallet, at least we can help them set up a wallet real quick.
Setting up a wallet is very easy. We could do that. Just
2 minutes.
Very casual. Very
2
casually.
minutes. Also, it wouldn't obviously it's gonna be a little unsecured because we're gonna be seen and helping you out. So ideally, it's the first steps to getting you to have to open up your own wallet later down the road,
Yep.
and just understanding how it works.
It'll be quite simple. Very fun. You'll be primed and ready to explore the blockchain world of Web3.
With us. So very much keep in touch. We will be posting about it very soon this weekend.
Yeah.
There should be something posted on it.
Yeah. We're gonna start.
It should be on all of our pages. We're gonna have. Don't worry, this might get out.
this is gonna get out there.
This will be seen.
Yep. So since we're doing the little plug-in right now, just
We'll continue the plugging in.
follow our Instagram page for more of that information. Just so you know.
At Sometimes Crypto, it only follows William and Alex.
I'm actually thinking about following the Ben once we start posting that.
We will. That actually might change. We may follow the bends.
Yeah.
While we're at it
Just
at that point in time.
Keep the circle close, but
Yeah. Essentially.
yeah. Gotta.
We may or may not have a special DJ there, depending how that works out.
Yeah. So it's all in the works, but we're working on it, and it's
When
working.
just no progress is being made, you'll be
Enough progress has been made where we can start announcing it.
enough. We're in the trenches enough to say that much, right?
Yeah, exactly. No, we're super excited about this event actually.
It's been a while. It's been quite a bit of work in the progress.
Yeah, it's a lot back and forth.
Yes. So please come on support. Check it out.
Yeah,
And plus, drinks are cheaper.
yeah. It is a happy hour.
It is a happy hour. It's the best part of it.
Yep. And what a good way to start the week. It's just
Drinking and crypto.
and crypto.
That's a win-win.
It's like a two birds one stone type thing.
Yeah, essentially. So please, follow the podcast, like the podcast. We are on YouTube.
We are on YouTube.
There is no video yet, just audio. We're working on video slowly but surely. We promise it'll get better.
Yeah.
Quality should only go up.
Quality's only going up. At least that's the idea. Well,
Time for the real things.
yeah.
The original plan of this entire podcast.
Yeah, we had to make this whole 27 minutes
Because it was just mandatory.
of the current news because it was just all over the place.
It was too wild not to.
Yeah, we'd be fumbling if we didn't talk about FTX. And
So
its
this
struggles.
was Alex's original idea to touch on. Which what did you want to talk about again?
So we've talked about DAOs before, decentralized autonomous organizations, but we realized that we get a lot more engagement from our audience whenever we're talking about more specific things, like honing in. So
At least that's our guesstimation.
at least from the sample size of
From the
information.
sample size of 5 that we have, that seems like the guesstimation.
So we decided to go and do a deep dive. I was gonna say attack, but that's a very
Joke,
that's
not
very
attack.
aggressive.
We're not attacking nobody.
Yeah, no, we're gonna do a deep dive on one of the first DAOs that I came across. It's called Rabbithole Dao. It's Web3 DAO where
All right. Before you go, just stop diving in like that. Before you get there, how did you hear about Rabbithole Dao? Where did you find it?
I found it on the Spotify podcast.
Okay, so you found the podcast.
Yeah, I
first.
found the podcast first.
And then you from there
And then
jumped
I
to
was like, okay, what is this thing? Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so I was just minding my business, looking through podcasts to listen to, and then at some point I was like, "Oh, there should be some crypto." Because at the time I was very into like web security podcast, and then I was like, "Okay, I'm starting to I want to get a little bit more into crypto," and I ended up finding the podcast hosted by Rabbithole Dao called Dao the Rabbit Hole. At the time, they only had one season in. I think they're on season 3 right now, actually.
Oh, just so you know, the host of the Down the Rabbit Hole is Anay Sim, and their main style of podcasting is they invite guests over to talk about specific things that they themselves are their niche in Web3
Yeah, so
of sorts.
They would have different people. One of them was like DeFi Dad. That was one of the first ones I remember. And then they just pretty much did a dive on DeFi. What is DeFi? How does it work?
Oh, that's really early on. That's like one of the first ones.
Yeah, I was one for, like I'm telling you, I saw them when they only had like the first season.
No, but that's like episode like 7.
Yeah.
I know because I went back, since I didn't know about them like that. I went back, listened to the first episode that they had with the CEO, where not the co-founder, better not the CEO, the co-founder of the DAO itself, and when he's talking about explaining what the mission of the DAO that they're creating is, which you've used the DAO, right?
I have used a DAO. So when at first I was like, oh, just listening to the podcast, and then I realized, oh, let me check out the website, see what it's about. And essentially their mission is to help the individuals learn about crypto, but with a very interesting twist to education that we don't see in everyday like modern society. And I think there's a very good incentive that they offer. William, do you know what do you want to share what the incentive is for learning? And
You earn crypto for achieving the task at hand. Skills challenges. If that's not what we're talking about, then I don't
that's
know.
exactly what I'm talking
Oh,
about.
thank God. I thought it was a trick question.
That's exactly what I'm talking about. So yeah, so there's a learn to earn model that they're setting up, where essentially at the time when I first looked at the DAO, they had, I think they called it bounties at the time.
Yeah, maybe. Now they have quests and skills.
Quest. It might have been Quest, but it's essentially like a bounty type thing, where there'd be certain like tasks that certain blockchain would want to promote on the DAO, saying, "Oh, we want our users, or we want your users to learn how to stake an NFT." And okay, so they just be like, "Oh." They'd show you, like, they give you like simple instructions, like, oh, buy your NFT here and then do these buttons and stake it. So essentially the DAO's website will just verify with your wallet that you've completed those steps and earn you with a reward from the chain that placed the bounty, that offered you the quest. So it's really cool because it gives you the opportunity to interact with a smart contract or like with a blockchain, and by interacting with it, you immediately learn how it works and then also get rewarded for it. That was a quest, but they've also recently added a new feature that I didn't realize until we decided to do this episode on the Rabbithole. The skills feature.
Yeah, and for the skills, you have to actually go, I think, one by one. So you have to first like set up like the intro of what is like setting up a multi-wallet and all that.
A multi-sig wallet. So yeah, correct. So I saw that they had 3. Like one of them was DeFi. I don't remember the other ones. Let's pull it up really quickly. But they had like different skills that they
yeah, there's multiple layers to the skills, and then each skill just gets more difficult as it goes. So you go from setting up a multi-sig wallet to entering into DeFi to going to the next. I myself haven't used any of those things in particular.
Yeah, so essentially they have 4 different skills to learn, and these skills is like, okay, so there's a difference between the quest one and the skills one. The quest one is more like you're going on a little mission yourself to earn a low reward for that. The skills aspect of Rabbithole is more like you're building your own resume.
Yeah.
So it is you.
Oh, we forgot to mention. At the same time you're earning those skills, you are earning an NFT.
Yes.
That shows.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So essentially, so they have 4 different skills that they're offering: intro to DAOs, intro to DeFi, intro to NFTs, and then intro to layer 2. So if you just go into one of these, they would have different skills. So let's say DAOs, they would have 3 different ones. Right now they have set up Gnosis Safe with 2 signers. Gnosis Safe, vote on a snapshot proposal, and then delegate an LDO token to Rabbithole. So essentially these are 3 different aspects of what it is to be a part of a decentralized autonomous organization. And as you complete each one of these little objectives, you would be issued skill
challenges.
Skill challenges. You'd be issued an NFT saying, "Oh, I voted on a Snapchat proposal, or I delegated some LDO to Rabbithole. Which essentially at some point, once you've gathered all these NFTs,
It builds up your
you could
resume.
you could just present it to someone, and be like, hey, look, I've done some work, like I have some type of
Some validation.
for
Yeah,
my,
you're like, I've gone through this DAO's process, which just shows that I've completed X, Y, and Z. It shows them this level of competency, if you want to say it like that.
yeah, that's another way of saying it.
Which was cool because I think it's similar. I think to what we're trying to do, just push onboarding forward, and just show that it's not just a trading thing; it's a technology thing. There are use cases where this can be implemented that just makes more sense than others.
Absolutely, like that's one of the main things that had like called my attraction towards Rabbithole Dao, was that it gets people into realizing and thinking that crypto is not just, oh, what's it at compared to the dollar right now. It is also, what utilities can we get from this new technology that we're exploring. And that seems like really fun stuff. Like really, like, I mean, that, and then also the podcast that they have, very fun, very entertaining. Like just,
Yeah, the last episode they just had they had a contributor from their DAO talk about how it's like run a DAO, work with a DAO, to how to get into DAOs, just a lot of like things that I've never thought of, just because I've never wanted to run a DAO, but just a lot of things that it takes to run a DAO, which are just things that I myself wouldn't have thought of.
yeah, running DAOs seem pretty difficult.
Yeah, they had these other two founders of a DAO. If they're the Boys Club,
The Boys Club.
I think something like that, and their entire mission is getting women or just girls, more tech girls, onboarded into just Web3. Yeah, pushing them forward, just making it a safe place where you can ask, like, what people would say, stupid questions. You can ask those stupid questions and not feel like, oh, that's a stupid question type of a deal.
Like some type of like what's it called?
Degrading?
Yeah, like, oh,
Derogatory?
Degrading. Like, oh, you don't know this. That's actually something I really like about the crypto space. They are super inclusive for anyone who's open-minded and is willing to learn.
I don't agree with that.
Oh, absolutely.
I don't agree with that.
Absolutely. Literally, I
think there's extremists on both sides. I think sometimes you see the extremists more in the middle.
Oh no, I don't. I can't say that. Like, okay, so a lot of people that I've met in Miami are always like, oh, there has been one time where it wasn't even so I was standing in line at the Bitcoin conference, and it was the first time ever in my life where I'm standing in line to use the bathroom, and a line that literally goes outside of the men's bathroom and like almost towards the door, or like of the entrance.
I've never stood in a line to go to the bathroom.
Yeah, no. I mean, the most line is like 2-3 people, but I'm saying like a full on line, like full on like amusement theme park type line.
Yeah, you're about to get on the Hulk.
And then the women's bathroom was just in and out. Like that was the only time where I was like, oh, like there's literally no women here.
Yeah, it's a big discrepancy.
Yeah, I was talking to the person, and I was literally, it's so shocking to me that I told the person in front of me or the person behind me, I was like, this really speaks to the population of crypto. And then after I said that, at other events, I see people wearing shirts like, oh, Satoshi is female. There's literally like groups in Miami, like, oh, crypto women in Miami. That's probably not the name of the group, but there's like groups dedicated to making sure women are included and have like a voice and are not in a space where someone might attack them for not knowing something. Because I'm gonna be honest, I'm always in a space where I don't know as much as other people do, and it's intimidating. Like being in a space where someone's like, oh, someone obviously knows more than you. It could be like, oh, I don't want to look like a fraud, you know?
I think you only look like a fraud when you portray information and you know what you're talking about. Like you talk about things that you shouldn't be talking about because you have zero knowledge of it.
No, absolutely. But
I think that's when people really get to the fraud conversation.
Absolutely. But like there's also like this like sense of what's it called? I don't even remember what the word is, but it's like you spend so much time studying something and like learning something, and then even then once you have reached a certain level of like some, like I want to say, like in air quotes, like success, like you're qualified, you still feel like you're fraudulent, like you're like, oh,
Because it's the it's
there's like a bias.
it's not a bias. It's a thing they call it's 80% is normal, 20% is extraordinary.
What?
So it's the entire thing of, if you're the smartest person in a room,
Mhm.
you've been in that room for far too long. The idea is
I agree with that. Like statement. Like if you're in a room where you just know more than the majority of people, then
so essentially is the way I'm interpreting is, if you're currently not the smartest person in the room, but you can build to be that smartest person in the room, at some point or another, the other person who was already the smartest has to jump out of that pool, because there is nothing else to do there. You're going to be the top of this class, not the top of the next class. But even, for example, the 20% of people who go to next room,
I remember the name now.
what was the name?
Imposter syndrome.
Okay.
It's like you're very well qualified, like you obviously know what you're talking about, but there's like this thing inside you that says like, oh, I don't belong here, I don't deserve to be here. Like that's very easy in a space where the information is so new that people are all learning together. And specifically in tech, where there's a demographics of more men than female, it's kind of like I've seen a lot of people make sure to be inclusive for the females, because that's not like a trend that people would like to see.
What? Inclusivity?
Exclusivity. People do not want to see exclusivity. They want to see more inclusivity. So that's why I say, like in the crypto space, I see so much of like this like openness of making sure
I can
everyone
see why you
is.
say that. I also don't see it like that.
No, it's like you said. There's definitely going to be extremes on
Because
both
I think
sides.
the way I think for a lot of people is, if developers in specific, if they develop for a specific currency, they will specifically ride for that currency. In my opinion.
I mean, yeah, but that is true. That people will have some bias towards like whatever they're working on. Like they're gonna be like, oh,
Yeah.
this is a good, but that's kind of not really what I was referring to.
What do you mean?
Like I was
That's part
referring.
of it.
That is a part of it. Are you talking about like you know, I really don't even know. I don't know.
I don't know what.
I feel like I was kind of getting where you're going, like the gist of what you're saying, but not really, and I couldn't follow.
I don't know what's so hard to follow. All I'm saying is developers have biases towards their native currency. Even if it's not the best, they'll think it's the best. I'm not saying it is or isn't. I don't know. I'm just saying like that is a bias that developers have, because I've seen it.
Oh, okay, yeah. If that's what you're saying, yeah.
So it's not all-inclusive because that's a thing.
Okay.
Like they will
okay. I see now.
I don't-
You're giving an example of how people are not always inclusive within the crypto space.
Yeah.
Okay,
Where I've
okay.
seen it more.
Okay, yeah, no, because I was like, what does this have to do with what I was saying before?
You were saying how they were inclusive, and I'm saying how they're also
but
they're very
there's very
not
exclusive
they're very exclusive.
for like other aspects.
Yeah.
Okay, no, I was strictly talking about like the inclusivity that I was talking about was strictly for the fact that people are open to making sure other people are aware of what the tech does, not specifically about like, oh, like promoting like
I'm not talking about promoting. If I speak to a developer about their specific currency and I say I like this currency better, they're gonna shit on that currency for their own currency. Where I've seen that happen.
Oh, okay.
And that's a thing.
Yeah,
And there's
that's absolutely a thing. That's absolutely a thing.
I don't.
People do have extreme biases like that.
Whether it be not true or true, I'm just saying it's a thing that happens.
It does. That is.
Instead of going, maybe they do have their
Maybe,
own thing,
yeah.
maybe they don't.
So there's some.
I meant that.
Okay, yeah. You said there might be like a lack of humility to a degree, where someone might be wrong, and they're not willing to take it and be like, oh, maybe this coin isn't good. Like, I've heard a couple of those. Like, I remember being
Simple. I'll give you a simple take. When everyone that loves Bitcoin says every other coin is a shit coin,
that's one of those.
that's one of the people
examples
that's
of that.
not inclusive. Because literally, that if you hear people talk like that, you're like, I don't want to talk about the currencies I do like, because you obviously don't agree with me. So it's not inclusive in that aspect.
Yeah, no. I mean, that's absolutely true. That's absolutely true.
So that's why I'm like, I see what you're saying, but it's also depending on the people you're around.
Yeah, no. I was referring to more like the
The human aspect of it,
Yeah.
it tends to
Like-
be more
like we want society to keep on moving forward. Like let's get people like on board. Like
Yeah, for sure,
the general gist of like crypto right now is like onboarding people.
Then right after that is when they start shitting on you.
Yeah, then after that,
Then right after that's when it gets toxic.
it's like once you get like to a certain base level of information,
Once
it'd
you
be
know Bitcoin was first, Ethereum was like second, and this is
and
the
then, like,
order.
a couple of other things that
then
go
it starts getting
on.
like-
Then okay, now we can start roasting.
But yeah, but that's why it's like cool that there are other DAOs being created that are also just pushing information forward. Doesn't matter what you like or do like. It's all about we're all trying to do whatever we're trying to do, just on Web3 in crypto on chain.
Yeah. I'm sorry. I was thinking about some nut who told me some crazy thing one time about a chain that does some like I was like, he was just talking far-fetched stuff. I was like, okay, this sounds like absolutely ridiculous.
Like not possible.
Like what he was referring to was just of like not physics. I was like, this doesn't make sense.
That's funny.
He sounded like he was on something, if I'm being honest. I was
I
like,
want you to know you're getting very little context of what the conversation was. I'm very confused.
the thing is, I was confused too. That's how bad the conversation was. I was like, okay. I was like, I'm glad you're enthusiastic about what you're talking about, but what you're talking about just sounds ridiculous to me. To that guy that I was talking to.
True.
It was a fun time. But you see, this wouldn't happen if you got some NFTs that backed what you're talking about, saying, oh, you learned something. Oh, actually, okay, so now that I bring that up, I'm looking at Rabbithole Dao, and for these skills, they actually say how many NFTs they've minted for those things.
How many have they minted?
So like Intro to DeFi has had 16,807 minted.
That's a good amount.
Yeah, Intro to NFTs 22,578.
That's a fat number.
Yes, I think that's the biggest one actually. Oh no, the biggest one is Intro to DAO's 23,622.
A lot of people like DAOs.
Yeah, DAOs are like the new corporate structure.
To a degree.
Yeah. So I just finished watching this Netflix show on Spotify.
What?
Yeah, that sounded. I was saying that. I was like, that sounds a little confusing.
Okay, son. Wait. I'm sorry. You gotta take some heat now. Repeat that. You said I just finished watching this Netflix show on Spotify.
Yeah. I realized. No, that's a valid statement, though. That's a valid statement. So it is a Netflix show created by Netflix. It's a Netflix original.
Okay.
On Spotify, and the show, the series
It's also on Spotify.
No. The mini series is based on Spotify.
What do you mean?
Like they made six episodes
Okay.
for Spotify.
And it's a Netflix original show.
It's a Netflix original show.
That's also on Netflix,
It's only on Netflix.
but it's also on Spotify.
No. This is funny. So the theme of the show
Okay.
is like Spotify's creation and like all the headaches that went up with it. I don't even remember what it was called. I think it was like
Okay.
it's called the playlist.
Okay. Continue with the idea.
Okay, so you know what? No, I don't even know what I was talking about. I don't know why I brought that up originally.
I swear, guys, this will get better. We're still not trying to sure how to structure these podcasts yet. We're talking shit sometimes. Sometimes we're being smart. Sometimes we're not.
Sometimes we just go off the walls.
Dude. I'm
Sometimes.
still trying to understand what he's meant by Netflix show on Spotify.
So what was I talking about before that? We're talking about something.
We were
Oh,
You're talking about the Dow, how they
I figured. I remember now. Okay,
and how
so
DAOs are the future.
so yeah, so DAOs are like the new corporate structure.
To a degree.
Yeah. So where essentially there's no hierarchy. And I was watching this show, The Playlist, on Netflix.
There isn't a hierarchy in DAOs?
So there's
a slight hierarchy. Whoever owns the most DAO has the most votes. That's a hierarchy.
Yes. So
whoever owns the most token of the DAO has the most votes.
For voting, yeah. But
Yes.
then you could also not necessarily have, for certain DAOs, you don't necessarily have to have tokens for voting, like voting rights.
Correct.
And still earn a lot of money. Versus in other companies where, like, oh, if you don't necessarily have a lot of say, then you won't be earning a lot in those companies. You know, like typically the more stake that you have in a company, the more money you might be making as an employee.
To a degree, yeah, for sure.
Versus in DAOs, you could have zero stake but still be earning hella bread.
How would you earn the hella bread?
You just complete
Work on the DAO.
Yeah, you just work on the DAO without actually owning DAO. It just doesn't make sense if you're gonna be working on a group collaborative to not like have some stake in it. So
some ownership.
Yeah, so you'd be incentivized. So in this show, The Playlist, there's one character who says, like, that was his first thing. He's like, if we're gonna start this company, we had to do this right. Like, we're gonna have no hierarchy. Like, just best idea wins. And then that worked for a little while, and then
but it doesn't work.
And then they threw it away. They scrapped it.
So to run companies, I think I'm figuring out that there has to be this Instagrammer says it. Her name's Cody. I think it's Cody Sanchez. She goes, "It's a benevolent dictatorship."
Yeah, most companies are that.
And I'm like, you know what? It has to be that up to a certain. Like right now, Tim Cook doesn't have to have a benevolent dictatorship because Apple's worth $2 trillion.
Mm-hmm.
So you're able to very much zoom out. Versus when things are being created, there is no decentralizing. You just can't. Because it just doesn't make sense. The brand shifts too much too soon.
That's the issue with creating a new company or creating some type of organization. Because when you have no like direct
structure,
direction, just straight up direction.
Yeah.
Like people will start going left and right, and then at some point there is no organization. It's just a mess of things.
Yeah.
So yeah, early on it is difficult to like have like that decentralized aspect of things for a traditional business. But that's what the guy tried to do. He's like, okay, no hierarchy, like just best idea wins.
Yeah, but you need some hierarchy to a degree.
So essentially they rolled with that for a while until at some point they're like, the CEO of Spotify in the show says, hey, we're scrapping that idea. He said, he goes to the guy, he's like, best idea wins, right? This is the best idea. I was like, damn. The benevolent dictatorship.
Oh, so it was the owner of Spotify who did this?
No. So yeah, the owner of Spotify hired like the CTO.
Yeah.
His CTO said, okay, I'll go on as a CTO, but we're not doing
a hierarchy. You want best idea.
Yeah. He's like, I want to make the best product, and the best product comes from the best idea, period. So then as a CEO,
that's how I ran for a while.
Yeah, that's how I ran
but
for a while.
But it wasn't working.
Until the CTO started like having some beef with the CEO, and then the CEO was like, okay, this isn't working no more. And then he switched it up.
Yeah, but you can arguably say Spotify is doing amazing.
Yeah, in terms of revenue, yeah, absolutely.
In terms of everything,
absolutely. Yeah, it worked, and then it didn't work. I guess it was just, honestly, the show's kind of interesting because each episode goes off of a different person's perspective of like the creation of Spotify. So it's like the CEO, the first investor, the co-founder, CTO, lawyer.
Okay.
And then like each episode has like a different like
touches on a different perspective of what that person had to deal with when they were starting.
Exactly. And then like there's parts in each person's story that like kind of like coincides with someone else's story. Because everyone came in at a different time. But then it's fun seeing like the different ways that they're perceiving it or saying how it is. So yeah, I just finished watching the show, and I remember since we were talking about DAOs, I remember this guy talking about like how he wanted to pretty much do something like that back in
whenever Spotify was
I think it was like 2006 or something like that.
Jesus.
Yeah, because at the time So like at the time, the guy wanted to create Spotify to go against Pirate Bay, which is like just illegal downloading of music. But yeah, I would definitely want to go through these skills on Rabbithole and like try to get some of these NFTs.
I'm gonna be honest, I wasn't gonna go through it. I only had one issue.
Yeah.
I didn't feel like setting up a wallet again because I just finished setting up a wallet like that same day.
You didn't want to set up another.
I didn't want to. I honestly didn't because I just finished setting up a wallet and I'm like, you're gonna make me set up another wallet?
Okay, so wallet creation is easy.
Yeah.
The issue is having another wallet within the same
Browser
extension.
Yeah, you have to delete one
It's
and
ridiculous.
yeah, it's annoying.
I use Brave, but I don't have the wallet set up on Brave yet.
Didn't put a wallet
And
there.
I think that like works around that because it's not an extension. It's just built in within the what's it called?
What do you mean?
The Brave wallet is built in within the browser itself. It's not an extension.
Yeah, for the Brave maybe, but the wallet you have to use isn't a Brave wallet. It's a specific wallet they're asking for, a multi-sig wallet.
Oh, okay.
I'll just open up-
Because you're trying to go through this.
Yeah, I'm gonna do. I want to go through it. I want to go through it. I just did not go through it because I already set up a wallet that exact same day.
I see.
I just didn't feel like doing.
Like I did too much work today.
It's not about doing too much work. I just set up a wallet. I just spent money because I was playing around with the DeFi protocol. I didn't feel like opening up another wallet and play around with something else at that point in time.
I see.
But I do want to go through it. It does seem. It does not seem. It is very good. Like just tools to have and use.
Yeah, it does seem really good to have and use.
What's our time at?
Our time?
Yes.
55 minutes and 45 seconds.
I'm getting good at asking for time.
You're like,
I'm getting good at it.
you're like, it's getting closer to like the 1 hour mark.
I think that's all we have to say really about the DAOs. DAO, the Rabbithole Dao. Well, no, and down the Rabbithole podcast. Well, they also have a lot of YouTube information, just walkthroughs with the DAO itself. Like if you're trying to do the DAO skill task from the DAO and it doesn't work for you, whatever, you can look it up on YouTube. And
someone does like a walkthrough.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
So you also get walkthrough at the same time.
That's really fun.
So that way you can also, if something pops up, you're not sure, you can
just
walk
have
through
someone like help you out.
Get that solved.
Okay.
Which I would honestly, we should push to like start doing that too, just gain that information.
What?
Like what?
Oh, like show notes?
No,
What are you talking about?
The YouTube and setting up wallet and stuff.
Oh, okay. I see.
You need alpha brain.
I see what you're talking about. No, I need to get on your wavelength sometimes. I'm like, what is he talking about right now?
You think I think too fast?
No, you think in a different way that I think. And I was like, okay, I was like, okay, did I catch a turn that he didn't? That I didn't realize?
Did I turn right and he turned left?
Yeah, it's typically what it is. It's like, okay, I don't think we're talking about the same thing right now.
That's funny.
Yeah. Rabbithole Dao does have careers, like actual jobs that they offer. Just go to their website, rabbithole.gg. That's funny. It's too funny. And just scroll down, and then under company it says careers.
Look into it, guys.
Yeah, it's all fun stuff. All right, so I think there was a plug that I forgot to say earlier that I do want to say.
What were you plugging?
I just remembered.
Okay.
All right, so on our Instagram page, on our link tree, you click there. On the bottom, I added a form where you could request a copy of the Bitcoin white paper. We'll send it straight to your email. Easy for you to access.
All you have to do is put an email address.
Yeah, just so we can send it to you.
So we can send it to you.
I don't even think I collect the information. I straight up don't. I just send it to you.
I don't know. If anything, we'll find out.
The Google form, I think Google does, but I'm not gonna be sending you any information besides just that one.
Yeah.
Just that one email.
As of right now, that's all we're doing.
If anything, it does say in the email, it says, if you have any questions about getting involved into crypto,
it does say to reach out to us.
Yeah, it's to reach out to us. Yeah, but like Bitcoin white paper, 7 pages long, and it just good read, very simple, very fast. Good introduction to Bitcoin.
It is the original. It is the first.
Yeah. That was the plug that I forgot. I was like, damn, man, I forgot.
You forgot something?
I was like, I think I forgot something.
One more plug for everyone. We'll be at the Bend December what?
12th,
December 12th,
2022,
2022 on Monday. At what time?
6 p.m.
At 6 p.m. We'll be there. We'll have drinks for everybody.
Helping you open up the.
And helping, but we'll get there, dog. We're gonna have drinks for everybody, some music, some artists, NFT artists, and we'll also be helping anybody out who wants to set up a wallet. We'll set it up.
Yeah.
Oh, follow us on YouTube, like, comment, follow Spotify, IGs.
Oh wait.
I'm just plugging it in to make
This
sure.
post is coming out. This episode's coming out September on the 10th.
Yes.
If you're hearing this on this weekend by any chance,
We're not here.
yeah, we're not gonna be in Miami anymore. We're gonna be in Orlando, going to the music festival,
EDC Orlando.
EDC Orlando. If you're out there and if you made it this far, if you've absolutely made it this far, I will search for you over there.
We'll find you.
And I'll give you a hug. Like that, I'll give you my
Give
own
you a
hug. Like this hug will come from the depths of my heart.
And depending how things go in the next 48 hours, you may get something special too.
Yes.
Depending how this goes in
Yes,
the next
yes.
48 hours.
Absolutely, like just additional.
Just additional. Added.
I think today was a good episode.
Oh, I'm gonna say it right now. Next episode, don't come to listen to crypto.
No crypto.
There'll probably be very little crypto,
Yeah,
if any crypto.
just talking about music.
We'll talk about music and the amount of fun we had for those 5 days, 4 days.
It's gonna be a fun weekend.
It's gonna be a fun weekend.
All right, stay safe. There's a storm
Stay
coming.
safe. There's a storm coming. We'll be out here.
This tropical storm Nicole.
Is that what it's called?
Yeah, Nicole.
That's funny.
Nicole's out.
Nicole's out there.
Out there, 347 miles
To the, I don't know what.
east.
I don't know. What,
Other side.
okay, I'm glad you knew. It's been another week.
Sometimes crypto.
The number 1 unscripted crypto podcast.
Ayo.